All right, this is Derek with Gunter Pest Lawn. We are doing a rodent control inspection and installation today at this vacant home that's getting ready to go on the market. So we're going to start inside and check for some evidence. All right, so I always kind of check the perimeter first, just to kind of see if we have any entry points that are obvious. We're looking for droppings, most commonly. Some other things you'll see are gnawed up pieces of material that they use for nesting, things like insulation. Not seeing a whole lot in here, which is a good sign. But here you can see a direct line of sight to the outside. So that is something that we would want to have plugged up. A lot of times you'll see entry points where the utilities are coming into the house. That's a pretty common entry point area. And especially in older homes where the utilities come in is a common entry point. Electrical panels, HVAC, gas meters. A lot of times it's also, where the siding meets the foundation in these older homes. There's gaps. If a rodent can fit its head through a gap, it can get the rest of its body through. So sometimes that can be extremely small, the size of a dime, a nickel. Okay, so we use these tamper-resistant rodent bait boxes. I typically find that putting them in areas, shadows, you always want these up against walls or baseboards. That's a common area where rodents are going to travel. Behind washers, dryers, appliances. And since we do have this entry point that's extremely obvious in here, I like to put these up in the sill plate, kind of directly where they'll be entering the home, give them easy access to it right away. Like I said, they like to travel in shadows where they're not going to be seen. Another common area, especially if the homeowner is seeing evidence like droppings, I always love to check the kitchen. Food and water are going to be very attractive. So I always want to check under the sink. Pantries, sometimes you'll find chewed up boxes or packaging of food. That's a pretty clear indicator. A couple boxes here under the sink. All right, we're going to take a look inside the attic. This one is a little bit more finished than a typical attic. So it's a little bit easier access to get our stations into an attic like this. Again, we're going to be looking for droppings, torn up insulation, nesting material type of things, any type of sebum trail, which is the oil or the dirt that rubs off their body, typically along like baseboards, corners. And here this bait box was existing. You can tell that there's been no activity on it. You would see gnaw marks out of the corner of this bait. But you can see here, this kind of chewed up looking insulation is sometimes a good indicator. They'll use that for nesting material. And how it's kind of dropped onto these pillows here. All right, so from the basement, we know that these are where those holes are leading into the basement. This is also a great spot, like I said, where the utilities are coming into the home. Getting a bait box down on the outside to give the rodent, the mouse, the rat, that easy meal out here. And also keeping them a little bit hidden. They're not the most beautiful lawn ornaments. And here you have your gas meter, but one should be fine on this side of the house. And we'll just walk the perimeter. Keeping, you know, your grass cut along the exterior perimeter of your home is always beneficial to keeping rodents out. But we're looking for any types of cracks in the foundation or gaps where the siding meets the foundation. Those are going to be the most common areas rodents are going to get into the home. Okay, window wells are going to be another common entry point. It's nice, it's hidden kind of under this lip right here. So we'll get that nice and tucked away. And here you can see another utility coming into the home. So just kind of hiding these so they're discreet. And it's where the rodents are going to want to travel anyway.